Alrighty, now let's welcome the third member of our broadcast crew. Of course, it's Ryan Kalei Tsuji.
Hey, thanks, guys. Well, it's a comfortable 77 degrees here in Manoa. There's a little bit of gust which could potentially impact the players when serving. Now, this has been a long week for the Rainbow Wahine. Of course, we saw the Wahine here playing USC on Tuesday. They've also participated in other matches against LMU, again against USC, all day yesterday and throughout the week. The indoor players played against Iowa State on Friday night. And believe it or not, after the match tonight, the players will get on a red-eye flight and head over to Florida. Jeff Hall says that this is the way that they designed the schedule to test Hawaii early on in this preseason to help prepare them for the postseason. Now, also in talking with Coach Hall, he says the strategy for tonight, it's all about their side of the net. They're going to be targeting the middle of the court with their serves and hope to get some players in some better position to score points in a better, more efficient manner. We'll send it back up to you guys.
Off the hands of Bukovac.
Jeff Hall describing Nikki Taylor as one of the best attackers in the country, regardless of the set. You saw that time there, not the best set after an errant pass, but Nikki Taylor still able to find a way to get a kill.
And when talking about Nikki, we saw...
And the mentality coming from Jeff Hall, talking to his players, is saying just continue to put the pressure on Nebraska. They're going to get tired. They're going to get worn out. We have to come out and continue to fight. You know, one of the things that we also notice is you pulling off the block, especially on their smaller player. She was trying to go high line a lot, and you were able to kind of get into a rhythm where you were reading her. How difficult is it to know when to pull and when to stay on? And is this something that you're pretty comfortable with at this point in time?
Now I'm a lot more comfortable doing it, but...
Let's go sand side to Ryan Kalei Tsuji.
Hey, thanks, Scott. Well, beach volleyball became an official NCAA sanctioned sport this season. Talking about the beach, it almost feels like a beach here in Manoa. Let's talk a little bit about the sand itself. You see right here, 18 inches of sand were brought in here to fill this complex. 18 inches is the regulation by the FIVB, which UH will be following, which means the sand here at the Manoa complex a little deeper than what the teams have been used to playing on the mainland, which means the players won't necessarily be jumping as high. Now, other than the name change, everything else primarily the same. Games to 21. If we do go to a third set, it'll go to 15. We'll have more from the sand throughout the match. Back to you guys. Between sets 1 and 2, the coaching staff of Hawaii talking to their players. Now, before the match, head coach Jeff Hall was very adamant about Hawaii's game plan, going after the All-American Alexis Strain, saying that they're going to serve her regardless of what the situation is. They feel that she is an emotional player, and they're going to try to break her down by serving her almost every ball. We saw that happen throughout the first set. We'll see if UH makes any sort of adjustment heading in here to the second. Back up to you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ryan. There you see it.
Welcome back here to the Clarence T.C. Ching Complex on the Manoa campus. We are joined now by Nikki Taylor and Laura Schreiber. Let's start off with you, Nikki. Obviously not the outcome you wanted playing against USC. What do you think were some of the things that you guys struggled with specifically?
We just really struggled with our passing.
Tsuji, Ryan. Hey, thanks, Kono. Well, for the past 2 years, UCLA has followed the same game plan when trying to stop Nikki Taylor. Take a look right here. Their game plan and their strategy is to tip the ball over the line blocker when Nikki Taylor's playing in the back row. Not only does it force her to move up and dive for these types of balls, but it takes her out of the offensive pattern. She can't hit the D ball, so continue to look for UCLA to tip over the block and place free ball opportunities short so that Nikki Taylor is unavailable to hit the D ball. Back to you guys.
All right, let's send it over to Ryan Tsuji. Ryan.
Well, interesting dynamic on the Hawaii sideline as Hawaii's going with two setters, Kendrick Kelch and Taylor Higgins. Robin Amo taking up shop, talking to her two setters. The three of them really working together, trying to figure out this Florida offense and trying to manage Hawaii's. Back to you guys. Hey, thanks, Kanoa. Well, Hawaii working on their blocking right now. They're actually going to do a switch block. Lindsey Berg recommending to Dave Shoji, hey, let's switch things up. They're actually going to move Sibley to the right and McKenna Ross to the left, hoping to get a bigger block against Kalei. Back to you guys. Hey, thanks, Kanoa. Well, one player who's really trying to motivate his team is Evan Enriquez. Of course, the junior out of the Big Island, has a great support system here. His family, mom Julie, father Guy here. Of course, his brother Corey, older brother, had a stint here at the University of Hawaii. And here's an interesting fact. Next year, when the MPSF switch to 8 teams, 4 out of the 8 teams will have an Enriquez on it. That's, of course, Evan here. Emmett is going to be playing at Cal Baptist. And their two twin brothers, both Avery and Addison, will be playing at Concordia and Grandview. So the Cornvicus is really taking over the MPSF. Back to you guys.
Ryan Kalei Tsuji is in on the huddles. What's up, Ryan?
Well, Mary Wise not talking a lot of tactics at this point in time, just trying to get her team to calm down. She's saying, this is a national championship game. If we want to make it to the national championship, this is the kind of environment we're going to play in. She's trying to get her team to breathe and just come back, play it one play at a time. Hawaii on the other sideline, they are all tactics, trying to make sure their block is well formed.
So until she came to Manoa.
Yeah, it's very rare for a player to dictate an offensive system for a Dave Shoji team, and this is a player that has done just that. Up until this point, Hawaii has never utilized the D set until Nikki Taylor. They sort of built this offense that they now run around her, where slide hitters aren't necessarily necessary because you have a high ball attacker on the D ball. So a lot is to be said of the fact that Nikki Taylor has really changed and evolved the offense that this Wahine offense now manages.
It was amazing that Hawaii was able to even compete with what they had on the floor opening weekend.
Yeah, and you have to look at the fact that Hawaii able to win that match against Arizona with the personnel that they had at the time, with all the injuries that they suffered through. And yeah, you're right. It looks like a night and day, a completely different team, and really just shows the evolution of the team, the leadership of the senior class to really bring them along. And again, the coaching staff, hats off to them for really working with the personnel that they had at the time.
And Ryan Kalei Tsuji has a very special guest, Heather Bown.
Very special indeed. That's right. We're joined by Wahine Heather Bown. Heather, a very traumatic injury that you suffered that ultimately ended your season. But if you can explain to the viewing audience what exactly happened and how did you get these injuries?
Well, I was on a hike a couple Saturdays ago. It was the Kiowa Crater hike. And I was at Topper Waterfall, and I just took a wrong step, slipped on a slippery rock, and just fell down. It was about like 40 or 50 foot waterfall. I ended up having a collapsed lung and broke 10 ribs and fractured my scapula and got some cuts to go along with it.
I mean, amazing to see you here, though, up and cheering on your team. The response has been tremendous from the volleyball community, with people going online and participating in the GoFundMe. What was that like to kind of see the response from your teammates and from the volleyball community as a whole?
It's just seriously so amazing. I can't even say how thankful I am for all the support that I have. Everyone here in Hawaii, and then everyone back at my old school in Kentucky, and just everyone back home in Indiana has just been amazing, and it just warms my heart to see all of the support and just everyone who's showing love.
Obviously not the season that you thought you were going to have sitting on the sidelines, but how do you think you can contribute to the team still, although not being able to play, but still being a big part of this team?
As a fifth year and as a senior, I think it was kind of my job this year to be some type of leader for the team. And even though I'm not on the court and I can't participate, I still want to do my best to be that vocal leader and to just be a good influence for everyone and just still be positive through everything, because negativity isn't going to get us anywhere.
Well, Heather, thank you so much for being here. Great to see you out here. You're an inspiration to many people out here. We'll send this back up to you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ryan.